So then I just started looking for what can I feed them that will give them the most bang nutritionally. And so this has spirulina, kelp, moringa. This one has 3 or 4 superfoods in it. And the superfoods offer everything that their body needs for one day. And they could actually live on it. They only need calories after this, if they're eating enough of it. And so I thought, well, I'm going to do that. And then I decided, well, electrolytes. And then I started doing research on salt. And all of the salts and all of the electrolytes are sodium chloride, which is really bad for your body. In fact, if you have white table salt, go home, set it to the side, and use it on your driveway this summer or this winter, because it's better for your driveway than it is for you. Sodium chloride is really, really bad for you. It will cause a lot of the problems that they say it will, but salt is necessary. If you don't have salt in your bloodstream, your cells cannot receive water, and water is what energizes the cell. It actually, when salt is present and water goes into the cell, the life and energy output of that cell multiplies 26 times. So if you drink a lot and pee a lot and you're tired a lot, you probably don't have good salt in your body. You don't have much real salt. And so the same thing that goes for horses. When I learned that, I was actually doing this research for horses, not us. And so then I started buying Baja Gold salt, and electrolytes are simply just salt and baking soda, good salt and baking soda. That's all.
Mineral
electrolytes.
salt, not
Yeah, mineral
table
salt.
salt. Mineral salt.
And not the pink salt. That's just dyed. It has red 40 in it. So if it doesn't say organic, mineral, or sea salt, it probably is not. It probably is. And you can look on the back where it says sodium chloride. Then it is sodium chloride. It's not actually mineral salt. Good mineral salt. Baja Gold's the best one. It's in everything that we make. It has 97 minerals and trace minerals in it. I don't drink water that doesn't have it in it because there isn't any point, because I want to feel energized all the time. The body, some of the research that I did for the humans, we need 3 times more salt than the daily allowance says for the American diet. So just so you know, we need salt. Salt is required to feel good. So anyway, I ended up making daily because I could not find a supplement or a group of 4 or 5 supplements that I thought, well, I'll just get a bunch of stuff and I'll just mix it up. But I couldn't find even a group to do just the basic nutrition. So the interesting thing is we had always had problems with shaky knees. We raise big horses. Like the one that my daughter and I show is 18-1. He's a big boy. So the speedy growth rate, laying down a lot of bone. These aren't thin horses. I mean, they're thick. I don't know if you've seen Sarah's, but they're all the same line. But they're potatoes. That's actually where Potato Patch came from. My daughter made the joke one day, lunging, knifing, he's resisting the lunging, getting him ready, getting him in shape for breeding season, and he's being resistant. And she said the old man is resisting having his potato body put back in shape for breeding season. And that 37 or 38 pictures of potatoes showed up on the feed. And that's how it started. That he got to be, everyone called him the Potato King. So anyway, I did the research for this, and then the babies that next spring, when we had been feeding this, the babies came, they got weaned. We always had to be careful. Some had to be kept thin. That whole thing, that just went away. The overgrowth, the weird growth. I mean, we saw some really weird things.
The OCDs.
Yeah, we didn't have as much issue with that as some do because we wouldn't let them overgrow. When they started to shake, we immediately back off the protein. And really, they don't need more than about 12% protein. These 16% protein grains that's not good. That's not good for a baby horse. It's too much. Because we were able to give them nutrition that they needed, their mat got right. They just didn't grow like that anymore. Now, if we push alfalfa to them, because alfalfa is what we use, we don't feed more than 1 pound of oats, which is about a half a scoop, to any horse on the property. That's all they get. It doesn't matter what they're doing or what size they are. They don't need more than that. And if you think about what would be natural to a horse when they go out and they graze, and let's just say it's a very large field, as it would be if they were in the wild, there's plenty of grasses that will have seeds on the top of them. And when they need cholesterol, they'll be inspired to go in and eat some. They just only eat what they need, but it isn't a large amount. So more than a pound of oats really is not necessary. So when we want to put bloom on something, we use alfalfa. Flakes if we can, but we do have blister beetles in our area, so we have to be very careful. And if it's a drier year, they're worse, so we can only use the spring alfalfa. So then if there's none around, I use pellets. Either is fine, both are great. And so we went to that, and I mean, it had been years since I'd been able to give babies alfalfa. But a lot, like they eat probably about 50-50 alfalfa now. I can actually I'll give the babies a slab of alfalfa a day, and then they have grass hay in front of them all the time. They always have grass hay. And I can't tell you the growth problems. One of the things that we were starting to see wasn't necessarily the OCD so much, although I was seeing more of that with other people who were willing to overfeed them and let them shake, let their knees shake, let them wobble. They'll even get tight behind and stand up on their toes. Honestly, a lot of times from lack of knowledge of what that can potentially cause, which is OCDs, that type of overgrowth. But we were seeing yearlings who had never been round penned. They'd never done a day's work in their whole life. We have a fence line that we will lope them and trot them up and for a 1-minute video. That's all the work they've ever done. They come in every now and then, get trimmed, handled, brushed, and then put back out, but they've lived in a pasture their whole life. And they have spurs in their hocks. And I was like, what? How? How is that even possible? And so that all went away. And those were horses that, because we didn't become the primary source in most grains until about 5-6 years ago, probably. More so in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
More so in the last 3 years. It was actually, I think it was about 5 years ago when our horses all got sick and